Good afternoon. My name is Candace. Today we're going to be talking about some detoxing, why it's really important to detox, and some reasons why you may become toxic, and some reasons why you should get rid of those. So we're going to look at a few studies in the beginning. The question we have here is, what can I do and how can I protect myself and my family? You're going to see some studies that will show you things like playgrounds. You think you're doing a great thing getting out there and taking your kids to the park, grandkids, your friends, letting them play on the playgrounds. But the wood is treated with arsenic. And I know some of you have done the Oligo scan with myself, and some of the heavy metals that showed up were arsenic. And a lot of people were asking, where would I get this arsenic? How come I have so much of that in me? And so these are some of the things that we may not realize, but it's out there, and I see the look of shame on some people, like we're trying to protect ourselves, but there's these things like this that we have no control over. So at the zoo, they don't allow arsenic-treated woods because it's not good for the animals, yet they let it, wood manufacturers and suppliers will use that wood to make playgrounds. So if it's not safe for animals, it's not safe for kids either, but it's out there. One big thing, I think everyone knows one of the most important nutrients or things you can do to get all the important nutrients is drinking water. Well, if you're drinking tap water, especially in the city of Pittsburgh where we are, you're going to find things like chlorine, PCBs, lead, mercury. These are some of the things that were also coming up on that study or in the testing. There's other things that, I'd have to take a second to pronounce the names here, but these are some of these chemicals that are found in things that we're doing every day, a lot throughout the day. I probably drank 4 of these already today. I drink a ton of water, and I know here I'm getting the safest water through this purifier or even the Fiji water. So it's really important that you're getting good purified water that still has minerals in it and doesn't have any of these toxins or chemicals in it. Here's another study here done with tuna. I know a lot of people are aware of the mercury found in fish. And I was even at Whole Foods the other day, and someone was talking about tuna, and she said, canned tuna does have a lot of mercury in it. Well, this shows that there are some studies done with levels of mercury in white tuna that was 3 times as high as light tuna. So just because you might see different names on different labels, it doesn't mean it's going to be any safer for you or any better for you with any lower amounts of these toxins. Here's another study done that showed that sales of organic foods reached $7.8 billion in 2000, which is good because people were trying to get healthier food and buy the organics. But there's and that was a 20% increase from previous years. But if you read the headline, organic food doesn't guarantee that it's chemical free. So you could be buying organic foods, but that doesn't mean it's free from chemicals. This first statement on this slide was a little shocking to me when I read it. The blood of every newborn baby has roughly 200 industrial chemicals in it. So you have this brand new baby that's supposed to be so healthy, it hasn't been exposed to the world yet, and it has about 200 chemicals in it already. So that's really scary. Another thing we talked about, like the water, is some of the fresh fruits and vegetables that have all these pesticides covered in them. Strawberries, grapes, bell peppers, things that aren't going to have a hard shell, like maybe like an avocado or a banana, an orange, something that you're going to have to peel out. Those are things that you should really focus on, maybe going towards organic with those, because those won't have the cover to protect them from pesticides. So if you look at this and ask at the top, who needs to detox? Well, if you did the heavy metal testing and you found that you were even high in any of the heavy metals, I would say that's a reason to detox. And through all those tests I did, I probably did around 15 of them so far this week, and not one person was all green, all good. So green is good, yellow is bad, red is really bad. Everyone had the majority of green. Everyone had the majority of yellow. So that's scary that out of all these people I've tested, and most of you who come here are, eating healthy food, drinking good water, and buying these supplements, still have a lot of heavy metals in your blood. Yes, that's why we detox. So some symptoms of a toxic body, much like many other problems we see here. Headaches, candida, like I talked about yesterday, dizziness, sweaty palms, really anything that seems out of the ordinary. Bad breath is on here. If you've ever heard Dr. Weiner talk about what he does in the morning, he said he wakes up and scrapes his tongue. It's one of those tongue scrapers, then does the hydrogen peroxide, and then begins to brush his teeth. Because your mouth is full of toxins, some of the ways you detox is through your tongue, out your mouth. So that's why you have bad breath in the morning. Even though you brush your teeth right before you go to bed, don't eat anything, you wake up with this bad breath. So that's something I started doing, trying to pick up on all of Dr. Weiner's good habits. I started doing that in the morning, and now mornings that I might lay in bed for a little while, I jump out of bed and go scrape my tongue because it's scary. I don't want to reabsorb those and swallow those when I have a glass of water. Like I was just saying, that's one way you detox. Another way, skin, sweating. Some people, especially women, hate to sweat, and it's embarrassing, but it's actually really good. You feel really great after a good sweat. After you go to the gym and work out, or even if you're swimming, might not realize that you're sweating. Through your colon, I think everyone's aware that going to the bathroom, eliminating toxins, that's one way we detox. Kidneys through urination, lungs, taking a deep breath in and exhaling. In females with menstruation every month, that's another way we detox. So your health begins in your digestive tract. So the food we eat must be digested properly. And if you have poor digestion, it compromises other parts of the body because the food that you digest provides fuel for all of your body processes and all of your organs. So if you're not digesting and processing your food right, you're going to have some problems with detoxing, and it may be harder for you to get rid of some things. So this is a really great picture that illustrates what you put into your body. These are your tissues that line your digestive tract. This side over here lines someone who is eating burgers, taking medicine, eating French fries. And this side, the further side, describes someone who is eating vegetables, drinking healthy, and has a healthy diet. They're going to have a stronger, smoother intestinal tract than the other person whose is filled with toxins, parasites, yeast, and your intestines just deteriorate. So this picture really describes what's going on the inside. Okay, so if we take a look at the liver, it is the primary detox organ. It kind of transforms toxins. It's responsible for modifying toxins so that they can be eliminated through the body. That's why if you've ever heard of phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of detox, that's where we have products like Live Clear 2 that go through all 3 products. Live Clear goes through the 2 steps. So that's when you're going to neutralize the toxins and then conjugate, which will make them easier to excrete, easier to get them out of your body. So what the liver does, it metabolizes toxins and chemicals and transfers them into it makes them more water soluble so that they'll be able to be excreted out. So if we take a look at the lower end of the digestion, we can look at the colon, the large intestines, and see that fluids are removed, and once you have if you have high amounts in your intestines and colons, and you're having constipation and you're not being able to get rid of those toxins, they can be reabsorbed. So that's your body is naturally trying to get rid of those toxins, and if you have things like constipation, those are going to be reabsorbed back into your body. Double jeopardy. This is just a quote. Most people who think they are tired are actually toxic. So chemicals and toxins can build up in your body, and it just wears you down, makes you tired. So this is another really great illustration that shows what might happen to you if you don't detox. So this person must have been born around the 70s, and down here they're already, through 20 years, that's how many toxins, that's kind of what your body will look like. You get toxins, like I said, you're born with about 200 of them. And then if you get vaccinated, there's more chemicals through playing on playgrounds, not to mention the food we eat, and all the ways we can accumulate all these toxins. And if we're not detoxing, our body's going to explode with these toxins. And the longer you have all of these toxins, the harder it is to get rid of them. So that's why it's important to detox every couple months. If you start with once a year, that's a great start. I like to do it more often than not. So there's a lot of great foods that we can eat that will naturally help detox our body. Broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, arugula, those are some foods that are going to naturally help our body detox. You can have some fruits, and there's also some great guidelines in the detox solutions that I passed out. You'll see some foods that are good for detox and will actually naturally help you detox. One thing is how to get enough fiber. Like I mentioned, if you're constipated, that's something where you're going to reabsorb toxins. So it's really important to make sure you're getting rid of those as much as you can. So fiber is something that's really going to help boost that process. Fruits and vegetables really have a lot of fiber. For meat eaters, do you know how many talking about toxins too much. Do you know how many grams of fiber there is in a piece of meat? 0. Yeah, so there's nothing in meat that's going to help you, not to mention the antibiotics and things that may be found in the common meats that we come across. So it's really important to eat fresh fruits and vegetables to help get rid of those. And if you're not used to being on a diet like this, you're going to want to introduce those slowly. You may want to cook foods instead of eating them raw. That'll help your body get used to it better. So to supplement our diet, some things that we can have that Nutritional Frontiers has to offer is the lean greens. That's full of vegetables and those foods that are really going to help you detoxify naturally. Things like the Best Whey protein and the Super Shake, that's going to be a meal replacement. So, you're not going to, during that time, you're not going to be having anything like meat that's full of antibiotics and will, harm the process. Things like Live Clear 2, like I mentioned, has phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of detoxing. They'll turn chemicals into things that will be able to be excreted through the body. Also, the liver and gallbladder tincture is full of great herbs that will help detox naturally. This is also another astonishing fact. I've come across, you need 10 servings of vegetable to equal 1 serving of vegetables 50 years ago. So that shows how far we've come in a bad way, that our food sources have just gone down the drains. Along with that, this shows how the vitamins and minerals in foods have decreased. In watercress, iron is down 88%. So that's almost all of the iron. So broccoli, calcium, and vitamin A are down 50%. Those are some of the larger ones. In collard greens, magnesium, which a lot of people are deficient in magnesium, it's down 88%. So again, here we have Nutritional Frontiers products that are going to help you detox. If you look in the brochure, we have a 10-day detox and a 30-day detox. And with these products, you should notice a difference, especially if this is your first time detoxing. You'll definitely notice a difference. If you do this, the more often you do it, you might not see as big of a difference, but that's okay. So we look at some of the ingredients in the lean greens. Spirulina is one of them. And this is a little fact that NASA came across. It says 1 pound of spirulina has the nutritional power of 1,000 pounds of assorted vegetables. So that just shows how strong and how powerful spirulina is. Yes, it is one of the ingredients in lean greens. So lean greens have things like the essential fiber, like I mentioned, that's going to really help with excretion. It has healing herbs, just like the liver gallbladder tincture. It's going to be full of herbs. Phytonutrients, which also you won't find that in meat. Probiotics, immune-boosting nutrients, antioxidants, and of course vitamins and minerals that you're not going to find as abundantly in the foods and in the fruits and vegetables that you get from the store today. Some more ingredients in the lean greens. Chlorophyll, that connects to harmful toxins and helps prevent them from being reabsorbed. In barley grass, it contains unique amino acids that help to chelate inside your body, which will scrape the toxins right out. Again, like the spirulina, that has the chelating effect, so that's going to help detoxify the blood and help maintain good energy levels to make sure the detox process continues. And if you look in the detox solutions, again, you're going to see the 10-day protocol and the 30-day protocol. So if you look in the 10-day, you're going to go through about half a bottle of the greens and half a bottle of the Super Shake and half a bottle of the Live Clear 2. So this is something you could do with a friend, you could do with a spouse, you could do with a family member. And the cost of it for everything is about $150, and today is a great time to buy it because everything's 30% off. So if you're only doing the 10-day, it's going to be about $75, and that's before the discount. So it's at a really great price right now. Now's a great time to do it. Spring cleaning, not only for our homes, but for our bodies too. So now's a great time. And also, if you're looking for, if you get stuck not knowing what kind of things to eat, there's some really great guidelines in there that will show you foods that you can eat, foods that are going to actually help this process. Does anyone have any questions?
Do you have to take the whole program to get the results, or can you just try the greens and see if they work?
You can definitely start with the greens. Sometimes I do just the Live Clear 2 for a week or for 10 days, and I'll notice a difference. So you don't have to do all products, but you will get the best results from all three. Good question.
That's on the shelves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yeah?
So day 1 through 3 on that 10-day, you're only having the products, you're not having any of the food. Day 4 through 7, you start introducing food, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a start food program, so day 1 through 3.
Yeah.
2. So does it just mean that you only eat things you hear?
They're just some suggestions, foods like those.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't eat.
No. This isn't a fast. It's just something that's going to help supplement your diet of things that will help you detox.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Sure. Right.